Here's the thing, we are not getting any younger and our makeup is not getting any fresher as it sits there. So why are we saving it for a rainy day? Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I want to use the good stuff. So when I started my low buy years ago, one of my main rules for myself, and I do believe that if you're doing a low buy or anything like that, you should set your own rules. There's no like hard and fast rules, but one of my rules was use the good stuff. And what I mean by that is that I realized that there were certain makeup items I was sort of like saving in my collection because maybe they were discontinued or maybe they were expensive. And in my head, subconsciously, I was like, no, I should only use those for like really special occasions or really special days when, you know, like right now as I'm filming this, it is a Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. Today is a special day, okay? We're not getting any younger, like I just said, and our makeup is not getting any fresher. Your makeup is going to go bad. I'm saying this to myself as well. So I want to use the good stuff, but also some of the stuff I have here, I find myself not using because no reason whatsoever. I know I love it, and yet for some reason I keep skipping over it. So I do have some stuff in here that falls into things I haven't been using because they're discontinued, because they're expensive, because they're rare, whatever it might be. But I also have some items in here where I'm like, you know what? I know I love that product. Why am I skipping over it? So we are going to do a full face today minus eyebrows. Eyebrows are the thing where I just have like a very few products and I just use them. So eyebrows are done. Everything else is going to be nice and fresh. So the first thing I want to start with is face primer. And this is not an item that like I've been saving for a rainy day or anything like that, but it's one I know I really enjoy, yet I haven't been using it because I'm trying to use up other stuff. But then this is also aging as it just sits there. So this is the What's Up Beauty Posy-Tivity primer. And this is a very lightweight primer. Like if you're somebody who has dry skin, normal to dry skin, I'm using a very little bit, you might like this because it's really just kind of like light and hydrating. This is not a sticky base. This is not like a pore filling, smoothing primer. What this just does for me is adds like an extra layer of moisture and smooths out the skin. I really do like this one. But again, like I keep trying to feel like I'm using up other products and I keep passing this up despite the fact that I really like it. Now, I was going to say, it feels like there's a little bit of tackiness to the skin, but I think that's literally just it, you know, settling in. But I feel like it really helps to add an extra layer of moisture to the skin. I really do like this primer. Okay, next. This is something that I have used in several of my Use It or Lose It's, probably every one that I've done. And guys, these are so expired by now, but I am fully making it my mission at this point that I'm going to use these regularly. They are discontinued. They are, again, like I said, very definitely expired. 12-month shelf life. I've had this for years, okay? It is foundation that is no longer available, and I have yet to find anything I like as much as this, which is why I keep kind of hoarding it, but there's no point because it's going to start getting smelly. It's not smelly yet. The Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation. Now I have two colors. I have 10 Fair and 40 Light Medium mixed. These are my perfect shade. This is my perfect foundation. I'm going to shake it up. And I have not found anything I like as much as this. This is a buildable coverage, okay? You can have like a light to medium coverage and it is glowy. And for me, it is just the perfect consistency. I'll also show you, it is a more liquidy foundation. So you can see I do one pump of each. Like it is pure. If I were to hold this up, it's just going to run down the palette. It is so beautiful though. And I just absolutely love it. So the consistency is looking a little bit different than it has in the past. So we might be nearing the end of the shelf life with this one. Oh, this looks very dark. Is it? Actually, nope, it's still perfect. But this is the perfect example for me of use the good stuff. Foundation especially is something that doesn't last forever and gets a little funky. But this foundation, I just wish I could find a dupe for it. Like I know that Natasha Denona made like, you know, several other foundations and they said they were kind of replacing this one, but no foundation has ever left me this glowy with this level of coverage. And it's just, it's so beautiful. And I'm seriously like really, really upset about this one. You know, this is one I definitely hoard, but it is time to stop hoarding. So I did one pump of each of these colors, okay? I still have plenty left on here, but look at this beautiful, beautiful coverage and just like finish. This is so ideal for me because it's more than a tinted moisturizer, less than a typical foundation. I love this so much. Like, it almost upsets me every time I use it because I think it's just so beautiful. Like, my natural glow comes through, but I love the coverage of this. I love everything about it. It smooths out. I feel like it doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation either. Like, I feel like it definitely looks like more than a tinted moisturizer, but at the same time, like, it looks like my skin, but better. And look how much I have left. I'm wondering, are there any other areas like I need to color correct? Like, I'll add a little bit more in certain spots, but like, just so I don't waste it. But the littlest bit goes such a long way. Wow, God, I love this foundation. If you all know of a cruelty-free foundation, price does not even matter. And I know that that's a privilege to be able to say that, but that is like this, where it is buildable only up to medium. I do not do full coverage. And it has this gorgeous glow. Please let me know in the comments down below. This is one I'm forever looking to replace, and I have not found a replacement for it yet, but you can see how low both of these are. I am making this commitment to you all that I'm going to use the good stuff. I want this gone within a few months. God, I love this foundation. For concealer, this is another item that is not on my use the good stuff. This is just what I use every day. The Sigma Color Correcting Duo in light to medium. I'm hitting pan on both sides. And this is an item that I will absolutely repurchase the second it's gone. This sounds bad, but unless something amazing comes my way, I don't really have a whole lot of interest in trying new concealers because I love this one so much. I know I talk about it ad nauseum, but it's because it's so light on my under eyes. I do have natural creases, aka wrinkles under my eyes, and I feel like this doesn't accentuate them too badly, and it just is comfortable under the eyes. I really love this always. For powder, okay, I don't use a whole lot of powder, but when I do, I find myself reaching for my cheap ones, my e.l.f., my ColourPop, which I love those, okay? I love those, but this palette, okay, this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and this is officially the most expensive makeup product I've ever purchased in my life. This was $90. I think I got this when I was in Palm Springs, like on a whim. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And I did it, and I love this palette. Like, this powder, which is just called the Finishing Powder in Soft Light, is probably one of my favorite pressed powders I own, hands down. It has a lovely glow to it. I've used all the blushes. I've used they call it a bronzer, I think. Yeah, bronzer, not a contour. I've used that. I've used all of these, and I love them. But, by the way, I'm just using my BK Beauty 114. I'm just setting in a few places. I find myself not reaching for it because I'm like, no, that was $90. You got to save that. Shouldn't the answer in my head be, that was $90, you should be using this every single day? Like, I don't understand my reasoning sometimes. Please let me know in the comments that I'm not alone in this. Do you all do the same thing? Because we should just be using our makeup. And I love the finish this gives. It keeps the glow. I feel like it blurs the skin a little bit, but without making it look cakey, because I will not wear like heavy foundation or heavy powder. I love the way my skin looks right now. Damn it. I'm doing this video as a reminder to myself that this really is something I want to get better at. You know, I really, really do. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I was not going to do this, but I'm going to take my Sigma Soft Sculpt Brush, the F11, and I'm going to go into the bronzer, and I'm just going to do like a little bit, not necessarily like a contour or anything like that, but just add a little bit of warmth to the cheeks, because I am going to be using a cream product for my cheeks. This is such a beautiful bronzer though. I really love the way this looks. I kind of like to pat my bronzer and then blend it out, sort of to make a little bit of like a contour, but that I feel like is so lovely and natural looking. Oh my God, why am I not using this stuff? Okay, moving on from there, I am going to do eyes. So here's the thing, when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, I am not somebody who saves things for a rainy day. That's one area I'm pretty good at, you know, shuffling around and using different ones. Like, I might get stuck on one for like a week or two, things like that. But I definitely do have palettes I use more often and ones that I use less often. And this is a palette, I think I've only used this like once on camera. I've used it plenty of times off camera, but I recently found out that the palette is likely being discontinued and not brought back. So I wanted to use my Melt Smoke Sessions 2 palette. This is such a gorgeous purple palette. So you've got varying shades of purple. So you do have 3 mattes and you have 5 shimmers, and they are all very intense and very beautiful. But I do love how you've got some blue base. You've got almost like a mauve shade. You've got like a silver purple. It is such a gorgeous palette. So I did want to use this today, but one area. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, guys, guess what? I never took the film off the mirror. Should we ASMR this? That was so underwhelming. But while this is not an area of use the good stuff that I struggle with, one area that I do struggle with from the same brand are the melt like gel liners and gel pots. And I want to use some of these. So and also like these do dry out. So I did recently buy a bottle of the Mehron mixing liquid. I do have 3 here that I pulled out. So one of these is from the Metal Eyes collection, or Metal Eyes, and it is the Sour Grape, what did they call this? Just DuoChrome eyeshadow gel. So I want to see if I can maybe use this as a base, even though these aren't typical bases. I also pulled out from the Baileysarian collection the Tempt DuoChrome eyeshadow gel, which is so pretty. This either is a good topper, or you can also use this like as the inner corner highlight. And I think as liner, this is definitely one I've hoarded and gone, you know, no, it has to be for special, but guess what? It's drying out. I'm going to try to revive it using some of this, but this is the Estrella gel liner. And it is, I don't know if you can tell how big of a dip there is in this. It is the most beautiful gold liner ever. So I do want to try to use those. But first, let's go ahead and try to use Sour Grape as a base for this because I love this color so much. But again, I'm not really using it. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush. Let's see the texture. Guys, it is like it looks fluffy, but it's not coming up. So let's go ahead and try this. This makes me nervous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just wet my brush with this and then use that moisture to see if this can be revived. Oh, that's picking up a lot. Okay, well, that looks like it works, but let's see. I'm just going to use this as an eyeshadow base just on the lid. I think I used too much moisture because this is definitely not as sheer normally as it's looking, but I think that's me. I'm just getting used to using these kind of like reviving products. So I definitely wet the brush a little bit too much, I have to say. So this is coming out like a little bit patchier than I know the product actually is. So that is my fault, but you can still see kind of the duochrome effect of it. But I definitely wet my brush too much. So I'm gonna definitely let this dry a bit. But it's still like so pretty and metallic and shifty. Yeah, see, can you see right there that now the brush has less liquid on it? So I feel like you're getting more of that like opaque beautifulness. Oh my God, I forgot how nice this product is and how shifty the colors are. So I have to say, this is the perfect example that I was talking about in regard to use the good stuff, because I kept looking at it going, no, it's going to be discontinued any second and it's so special. Whereas I just had to add moisture to it and it's not performing the same way it used to. And that's my fault. Now, to be fair, I have a backup of this, a brand new one that I've never opened, and I'm waiting to open it because they are like sealed. But nonetheless, like using the stuff that you have and you love makes sense. Anyway, now I'm going to move on to the Smoke Sessions palette. I really love this. And since we kind of already have this blue tone going, I feel like I want this color, which is Blue Haze, to be the main color on the lid because it's got that, again, that beautiful blue shift. And then I'm going to mix in some of these mattes. Like I think I'm actually going to use all 3 mattes. I'm going to put Black Roses in the crease. I'm going to put Purple Punch on the outer corner and like just deeper into the crease. And then I'm going to do Purple Skunk, which is oddly one of my favorite colors in the palette, on the top. So I'm going to start actually with a fluffy brush going into Black Roses, which is that beautiful mid-tone purple matte. And this is just going to be fluffed right here in the crease. I did not put a base over here, and I'm fine with that because I want this part to be like super smoky. Oh gosh, see this palette, I feel like this is such a nice palette, but look, do you see what's happening to the Metal Eyes? And that, again, that's my fault. That's not the palette, that's not the product's fault, because I know how the product worked when it was perfect and not dried out. Oh gosh, this is why we use the good stuff. But I really like this palette, you guys. I always have, like, it's just such a good purple palette if you like purple shades. Also, if this is one, again, that you were thinking about getting and you passed it up for a while, I would say that now's the time to snag it, because like I said, they were talking about how, wow, that's funny, it's almost completely gone off my lid. Okay, but they were mentioning how this might be your last chance to grab it because they are discontinuing it and likely not bringing it back. So just keep that in mind if this is one that you were thinking about. Maybe it's time to grab it. This looks so bad right now because it's dissolving off the lid. I'm going to go ahead and go into Purple Skunk now. That's the lighter mauve shade. And I'm going to use that just to blend out like right on top, not on top, but like right above and on that edge. So you get that nice little gradient. This, I was so surprised that this turned out to be one of my favorite colors in the palette. It's just like smoky and grungy. I really, really liked that one. I really like that Purple Skunk color. I feel like it makes this like super smoky and grungy. Now I'm taking a more kind of defined fluffy brush and I'm going into Purple Punch, which is the deepest matte in the palette. And with that, I'm going to start just building up this outer corner nicely. I want that to be super dark. I'm curious to see if it goes over that Metal Eyes shade at all, because I feel like that's leaving some spaces open there. Yep, it's going over that edge nicely. I'm also bringing this just a little bit into the crease. I do want this to be smoky. You guys, look at the lid. I think it's time to let this product go. I think I'm going to let the Sour Grape one go, and that's so disappointing, but I think it's going to go, and I was not intending to do that today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear off my lid real quick, and I want to put a regular eyeshadow primer down because I feel like the look is not going to work otherwise. That's a bummer. So I went ahead and took off all eyeshadow at this point because I'm going to go in with my Sigma eyeshadow base primer. This color is Persuade. This has kind of a light pinky tone to it, but I'm going to use this to prime my whole eye. And then I'm going to go back in and do the crease and everything like I was starting to, because I have a feeling that it's going to perform much better than over that dried out eyeshadow. I'm so frustrated, but at the same time, I am really kind of happy that you guys hopefully got to see like real time why we should be using the makeup that we love, because I love that shadow. I loved it so much and it was so beautiful and it was so special, but I let it just sit and that's my fault. And then I tried to revive it and probably maybe even ruined it more, who knows. But anyway, just use your makeup. If you love it, use it. Even just this shadow is performing so much better when it doesn't have to play with the metal shadow. Do you see how beautiful and dark that dark purple is going on the outer corner now that it doesn't have to compete against that other shadow? It is so good, and that color is Purple Punch. Oh, I just freaking love it. All right, I am going in with just a touch of NYX glitter glue because I'm going to do one eye at a time. But this is such a beautiful shade in the palette. I'm still going to stick to it, and this is Blue Haze. And it's so like, look at that. It's like blue purple metallic. And I'm just going to pack that right on top. Oh, God, I love this color so much. I just love that there's so many different like shades of purple in this palette. You know, again, you've got the blue purples, you've got the mauve purples, and just they all work so well together. Oh, I love how messy this look is turning out. It's one of those things where I feel like it would probably drive some people crazy, and I'm like, oh, I want to go even messier. I feel like it's kind of a whole vibe. I really dig this. I really dig it. Let's try this again. So the Estrella gel liner is, for all intents and purposes, it's dried out. Not quite dried out. It's not like cracked or anything, but instead of wetting the brush a ton, I'm going to wet it and then I'm going to wipe off all excess, and I'm going to try to go in there just as a liner to see how it does. And I think what I want to do with this is put this on the inner waterline. I have no idea how it's going to look, but I'm curious to see if it even shows up. That is so cool looking. Ooh, I love the pop of gold in there. Ooh, that is like my vibe. Oh, I really like that. That is so cool. So now that we have tempted chance twice, let's do it a third time, shall we? This is fairly new though. This is the Tempt Metallized DuoChrome eyeshadow gel. This one is still like moist, so I don't have to worry as much as I did with this that it'll ruin it. I want to pat this just over top of the lid. I'm going to be very careful about this though, because a little bit goes a long way. But this, I'm actually just, maybe I'll stick just to the middle of the lid where you can get, did that take off the eyeshadow under it? A tiny bit, But on this side, I feel like it just added some beautiful sparkle. I just kind of like the touch of sparkle there, but I will say it took off a tiny bit of the shadow on this lid, so I'm just going to pop this here. The Metallized or the DuoChrome eyeshadow gels are not behaving with me today, so I want to try it again. I want to try it one more time before like giving up on it. I'm going to take a teeny bit and I want to press that right there. Ooh, that gives a nice little pop. So for mascara, guys, this is going to be the last time I'm using this one. So again, I talk about use the good stuff. This is one I've been good about using because I love it, but it is hella expired. This is the Milk Kush mascara. This is a mascara I will always repurchase. I love this mascara. It is still my favorite mascara, even if this one is officially on its last legs. But I feel like it's a very thickening mascara for me, and it makes the lashes look big, fat, and chunky. And I just love the way it looks. I feel like it can almost make any look smokier. I love it, and I'm letting it go. Love you, friend. All right, let's talk blush. So this is a situation of I haven't been using it because, oh no, I've almost run out, and when I run out, I'm gonna have to purchase it again. Well, that's fine. If I like it enough to repurchase it, that's fine. So I pulled out 2 of the Melt Cream Blush Lights, but I know which one I'm going to use, and it's Golden Hour. Look how much I've used. Look how much I've used, but this color is so beautiful and peachy. Just so you can see, the other color I pulled out is Lynx. Has about just as much usage as Golden Hour, and Lynx is actually my favorite one. That one is just kind of brown toned. But I am going to use my BK Beauty 106. This color is so gorgeous. And I want to put that all the way up to kind of raise the cheek a little bit. But this is just such a beautiful, beautiful color. I love it. Like, it's so underrated. Like, this is the one I never hear anyone talk about, but it's so good. I feel like I should order backups of these 2 at some point though, but gorge. Look how easy that was. It's done. For highlighter, I am going to use a liquid and a powder on top of it. And both of these are in my use the good stuff for different reasons. So the first one is the Surratt Artistique Liquid Highlighter in Lame. Why don't I use this one a lot, you ask? Because it's expensive. I got this in PR, and I'll admit, like, it's expensive, and that's why I don't use it much, but I love it. It is so beautiful. It melts right into the skin. It looks very natural. Everything about it is amazing. So I need to actually use it. Look how gorgeous of a glow that gives. And it melts very easily into the skin. Like I said, it doesn't leave it patchy. It's just stunning. Oh my God. And then on top of that, this is going in use it or lose it because this is so far discontinued. Oh God, it says a 12-month shelf life. This is probably a decade old. This is the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie collection. This is Fuego. And it's still so beautiful. It is so gorgeous, but like look at how much this will punch up the gold right there. Look at that. It's unnaturally beautiful. And I need to just use it. If I'm going to keep this expired ass makeup in my collection, look at it. God, that's beautiful. I love this highlighter, but I am realizing that I want a little bit more of kind of a punch on the cheeks. So I'm going to go back into the Hourglass palette and let me see what I'm going to use. Let me try a mix of these 2. This one has kind of a built-in highlighter, so I don't want to use too much of that. Maybe actually I'll just use all 3. I just need a little more color, I think. Yeah, there we go. Just to balance out how intense that highlighter is and how intense the eyes are. I feel like that's a little bit better. Oof, she is a glowy girl today. That cheek is intense in the best way. All right, you ready for this? For lips. I wonder if anybody's going to unsubscribe because of how gross I am. This lip liner. It's so stupid that I've been hoarding it considering I think I have 3 backups. But not only is the lip liner discontinued, okay, and it was my perfect shade. Not only is it discontinued, the brand went out of business a long time ago. This is by Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics. How many of you remember that brand? I loved them, and their lip liners were the absolute best, and this color in Trick, there's no other like it for me. I love it. This is 100% my lips, but better, and it is creamy and it is smooth, and I have several backups. I am going to keep this in my purse and force myself to use this one up because it's one I always pass up, and that's just dumb. I just looked in my collection for a gloss that would look good with this look that I've been hoarding, and there are none, if I'm being honest, because I use a lot of the glosses that would go well with this lip. If I was just doing a brown lip, I have several that I could use that I've been hoarding. This one is by Sigma. The color is Secret Garden, so it's kind of a rosy pink with a sparkle to it. I always forget how nice Sigma glosses are, but anyway, this is my finished look for my Use the Good Stuff tutorial, if you will. I want you to leave a comment down below. In addition to leaving suggestions for a new foundation to replace my beloved Natasha Denona Face Glow, I want you to leave a comment. Tell me what product in your collection you kind of hoard and save it for a rainy day, even though you know you shouldn't be. And then I want you to also promise to me that you're going to use it over the next 3 weeks. I don't know why I picked 3 weeks, but use it over the next 3 weeks. You're going to feel so good. I feel so good in this skin, like so good. I love this palette. I don't know why I haven't been using it more. I love these highlighters. I love this, like, I feel really good. So anyway, I want you to let me know down below what you've been hoarding in your collection, but that's it. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to leave my last Use the Good Stuff video up here when I did this again. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I need to do them more because it forces me to actually use the makeup I absolutely love. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps out my channel so much, and I know you hear people say that all the time, but it genuinely helps. So please take a second and leave a thumbs up. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all Glitter Fallout. And as always, and forever and ever and ever, you guys are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video.